Practice problem number 3. This is from lesson 9. These triangles are scaled copies of each other. For each pair of triangles listed, the area of the second triangle is how many times larger than the area of the first? So we're going to find the areas of triangles. Remember, when you're finding the area of a triangle, it's base times height divided by 2. So for this one, we have 6 times 8 divided by 2. So that gives me an area of 24. For this one, we have 2 times 3 over 2. So that gives me 6 over 2. Divided by 2 over 1, which is 6 over 4, which is 3 over 2. You could also do that in your calculator if it's easier. So the area of triangle B is 3 halves, or 1 and 1/2. The area of G is 4 times 3 divided by 2. So that's 12 divided by 2 is 6. And then the last one, it's got fractions in it too, so it's going to look a little crazy. It's 8/3 times 2 over 1 divided by 2 over 1. So 16 over 3 divided by 2 over 1. 16 over 3 times 1 over 2. So 16 over 6. Which is going to get me 8 over 3. All right, so now that we've got our areas, we can start solving. It says for each pair of triangles listed, the area of the second triangle is how many times larger than the area of the first? So we're going to start with the area of the second triangle, and then we're going to go backwards, so we're going to use division to see how many times larger, because the opposite of multiplication is division, and right now that's the question they're asking. So it says triangle F, which is 24, and we're going to divide that by the area of triangle G, which is 6, to find out the scale factor. So it has 24 divided by 6 is 4, so the scale factor is 4. Then we'll do the next one. So it says triangle G, which is 6, and triangle B, which is 8/3. No, triangle B, which is 3 halves. So we're going to do 3 over 2 divided by 6 over 1, because we're starting with that the second triangle. So then we have 3 over 2 times 1 over 6, 3 over 12, we get 1/4. So our scale factor is 1/4. The next one says how many times larger is B than F? So again, we're starting with the second one. So 24 divided by 3 over 2. So 24 over 1 times 2 over 3. So we end up with 48. End up with 48 over 3, which is going to give me 16. So my scale factor is 16. So triangle F is 16 times larger than triangle B. The area of triangle F is 16 times larger than the area of triangle B. So we're going to use those same numbers again. So that was 24. This was 3 halves. This was 6. And this was 8/3. So now we're always starting with the back one. So it says triangle H, which is 8/3. and we're dividing it by triangle F, which is 24. So 8/3 times 1 over 24, so we get 8 over 72, which would be 1/9. So our scale factor is 1/9. The next one is triangle H, so we're going to start with 8/3, and we're going to divide by 6. So 8/3 times 1 over 6 gets me 8 over 18, which is 4/9. So my scale factor is 4/9. So every time I'm starting with the second one because they're talking about the second triangle. That's the information they're giving me. So then triangle B would be 3/2, and I'm dividing it by H, which is 8/3. And I end up with 9 over 18. I'm sorry, 9 over 16. And I can't reduce that, so that's my scale factor. So even though these are kind of crazy numbers and they're not as uniform as the other numbers I don't know why my F won't show up. They're not as uniform as the numbers that we're used to working with. It's still a scale factor. So you're using multiplication and division to figure that out. So you're taking the area and you're dividing because it's asking how many times. So we can't figure that out without working backwards. Now you have your cool down. So this is your cool down image. The question is on Canvas. You can use this to draw on or show your work, but I need the answer in Canvas. Then I need you to upload your Keynote as a PDF and do your cool down in Canvas. If you need more practice, I need you to get on Khan Academy. There are some links provided. If you want to hear somebody else teach the lesson, I'm going to link Mr. Morgan. He might have a different perspective that might make a little more sense to you. If you need to talk this through, contact your study buddy and see what what ideas they have. And then if you're going to need a small group lesson because this is just not clicking, and it might be I need help with the dividing of fractions. I don't remember how to divide fractions because that's different than I can't figure out scale factor. Because the problem with these particular problems, especially in slides 5 and 6 for the fractions, you're going to send me an email with your specific needs. So you're not telling me all of lesson 9. So if you didn't understand, or not all of lesson 9, all of lesson 6, you're telling me I didn't understand like the scale factor with the applet, with the triangles, trapezoids, and parallelograms, or I didn't understand the area of a triangle, or I didn't understand the area, finding the scale factor of the areas.